Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Mutton Chop Piper here. Well, today's video we're going to be talking about corncob pipes. Now before we get started, I want to let you know that I am no expert when it comes to corncobs. This is just a general knowledge type of video. There are experts out there, and I'll let you know who those people are at the end of the video. Now corncobs are made from the hull of an ear of corn. The corn is removed, the hull is cut, and machined and shaped into a pipe. Now, my favorite corncob pipes are made by a company by the name of Missouri Meerschaum Pipe Company. The company's been around since the 1800s, and they're the very company that produced the pipes that General Douglas MacArthur smoked in World War II. I have some examples of their products here that I'd like to show you. The first two are from their Cobbit line, C-O-B-B-I-T. I think they were made to celebrate the release of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies. Now I like these corncobs because I really like the church warden feel to them, this long bit that they've got on it. And because of that, it even smokes cooler than it regularly does. This one I think is called the Shire, and this one I think is called the Dwarf. The third corncob pipe is a pipe that Missouri Meerschaum partnered with another pipe company by the name of Dagner Pipe Company. Now this pipe will set you back a little bit more than a regular cob, and there's a good reason. One is it is precision machined. The bowl is precision machined. They offer an acrylic bit and a silver collar. The last two are not provided or not offered on a regular corncob pipe. I like this one because of how small it is, the shape, and its ease of transport. Now, some features about corncobs that make them desirable is that they offer a cool and dry smoke. The reason why that is because the corncob is porous, and when you smoke them, it acts like a heat sink. It sort of draws the heat away from the tobacco, and it absorbs a lot of the moisture that is produced when you smoke tobacco out of them. Now, today there are two of the most popular types of pipe to start your pipe smoking journey. If you are a brand new pipe smoker or a potential pipe smoker and you're wanting to know, okay, what should be my first pipe? There are two popular options. The first one is called a briar basket pipe. Now, a briar basket pipe is a pipe made out of briar that may have some problems. Maybe it wasn't drilled quite straight enough. Maybe there's chips, or there's some surface damage. Something prevents that pipe from being sold at a premium price. So it's put in a basket and sold for about $35. The second popular option is a corncob. Corncobs are cooler and drier to smoke. And there may be some reasons why you would prefer a corncob over a briar. One may be economic. Corncob pipes usually sell between $5 and $25. Or it could be geographic. They only offer corncob pipes where you live. Or it could be inventory. The basket pipes that you look at just don't agree with you. You just don't like the shape. You don't like the way they look. But you do like the shapes or the look of the corncob pipes. Either option is desirable. I personally like the briar basket pipe because it's a little bit more high maintenance. It takes a little bit more time to learn on a briar pipe because you have to create a carbon cake. It doesn't absorb the heat as well, but I liken it to learning how to drive a car. If you learn how to drive a car with a manual transmission and you have to physically shift the gears, then when you transfer into an automatic, a car that automatically shifts the gears for you, well, you already know how to you already know how to drive a manual transmission. So you can always go back to that if you want. It's the same thing with a briar pipe. Since a briar takes a little bit more effort and it has a little bit more of a learning curve to it, once you learn with a briar pipe, then you can transition into a corn cob with ease. But both options are acceptable. Now, some things about a corncob pipe that you need to be aware of. One is the care and cleaning of your corncob. Like I said, the corncob is porous, so it absorbs the heat and moisture that is produced when smoking them. When you're done smoking your corncob, you need to let it set and cool, just like you would a briar pipe. If you separate the stem from the shank, sometimes it can warp it and it won't fit properly. So you want to make sure it's cool before you do any cleaning. When you're ready to clean your corncob pipe, you want to remove all the ash and any dottle that is inside the bowl. You want to take a regular pipe cleaner and run it down the bit into the shank, and just do this until you come out with a clean pipe cleaner. On the bowl, you want to fold your pipe cleaner and you want to kind of scrub the sides. Now that's different than a briar pipe. A briar pipe, you just want to lightly sweep away the ash that's on the walls, because you want to promote a healthy growth of carbon cake in a briar pipe. It's not so desirable in a corncob pipe. Some people keep a thin layer of carbon. I try not to let the carbon build at all. So I take my pipe cleaner and I really kind of scrub hard on the walls. Other people take a paper towel or a rag and they wad it up and they sort of put it down in there and they turn it like that, trying to get as much of that carbon as they can off the sides. Now, why don't you want carbon to build on a corncob pipe? Well, the main reason is because as carbon gets thicker and thicker and thicker, it'll end up getting to a point where you can't fit any tobacco in your pipe. So you're going to have to cut away some of that carbon. Well, in doing so, in cutting away that carbon, there's a chance that you might split or crack your corncob pipe. So keeping a thin layer, a very thin layer, and scrubbing away as much of that carbon cake as you can will keep your pipe smoking, your corncob pipe smoking for years to come. Now, if you're interested in corncob pipes and you want to know a little bit more information than what you've learned here, then there's two locations that I suggest you go. One is a site that, in my personal opinion, I call this gentleman the Yoda of corncob pipes. His YouTube site is called Aristocob. That's Aristocob. And this man knows everything that you'd ever want to know about a corncob pipe. He knows how to clean them. He knows which ones to buy. I mean, anything and everything that you would ever want to know about corncob pipes, he will know it. So again, his site is called Aristocob. Now the other site I suggest you visit is the Missouri Meerschaum website. There you can find videos on how corncobs are made. They have a store where you can go through and look at all the corncob pipes they have for sale. And while you're there, you might as well go ahead and pick up a couple. It is desirable to have, in my personal opinion, it's good to have at least 4 corncob pipes in your rotation or in your inventory. Again, they're cool and dry smokes. They tend not to ghost as bad as a briar pipe. What ghosting is if you smoke a heavy tobacco like Latakia, and then you go to something lighter like a Virginia blend, sometimes when you're smoking that Virginia blend, you can still taste that Latakia because it has adhered itself to the sides of the walls. Corncob pipes tend not to do that as much as they do with a briar pipe. All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.